Geographically, Asia accounts for only 30% of the Earth's total land area. However, that same space contains 60% of the world's total population. To see this density in person is to see thousands of people moving through a single intersection, a visual reminder that most of the human experience is concentrated right here. Understanding the modern world requires looking at the specific physical and historical conditions of this continent, which currently serves as humanity's primary center of gravity. Those conditions vary wildly across the continent. In the north, the land terminates at the Arctic, an environment defined by ice and empty expanses. To the south, that cold gives way to the steamy equatorial rainforests that densely border the Indian Ocean. The center of the continent is defined by massive verticality, containing the highest mountain peaks found anywhere on Earth. Those mountains sit adjacent to vast horizontal deserts, where the landscape is reduced to rolling sand dunes. These diverse environments provided the varied resources and constraints that shaped the survival strategies of the first permanent human settlements. Early human development was concentrated along Asia's longest rivers, specifically the Tigris, the Euphrates, the Indus, and the Yellow River. In Sumer, the ability to farm this land led to the creation of complex architecture, such as these large ziggurats, marking a shift from nomadic life to permanent settlement. Similar transitions occurred in early Pakistan and ancient China, leading to the first significant booms in localized populations. As these stationary populations grew more dense, they developed increasingly complex social structures and shared narratives to organize their communities. These maturing civilizations became the primary environments for the development of major philosophical and religious thought. This period saw the rise of several of the world's oldest belief systems, including Hinduism, Judaism, Zoroastrianism, and Jainism. These were followed by subsequent waves of ideological influence, including Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, Christianity, and Sikhism. These shared beliefs and rituals allowed millions of people to recognize a common identity and work toward collective goals. This social cohesion provided the administrative foundation necessary for governing increasingly large and diverse territories. Over centuries, leaders began consolidating these growing populations, using military force to build massive empires that spanned the continent. In the west and central regions, empires like the Persian and Byzantine dynasties built monuments that reflected the scale and grandeur of their political control. To the south and east, the Mughal and Ming empires centralized vast resources, constructing palace complexes to manage their expansive territories. These dynasties left a permanent mark on the landscape, with structures like the Taj Mahal serving as lasting evidence of their historical influence. They went to great lengths to define and protect their borders, as seen in the construction of massive defensive walls that still wind across the northern hills. The rise and eventual fracturing of these grand dynasties provided the foundational cultural and territorial maps that would continue to evolve into the 48 countries we see today. While we treat them as separate, Asia is physically connected to Europe, forming a single landmass called Eurasia. The dividing line between the two is a human construct, generally traced through the Ural Mountains in Russia. On the ground, this continental divide is subtle, appearing as nothing more than a rocky mountain plateau. From the mountains, the border follows the Ural River until it reaches the Caspian Sea, the largest inland body of water in the world. It finally passes through the Caucasus Mountains and the Turkish Straits, creating transcontinental countries that occupy territory on both sides of the divide. Because this border lacks a physical oceanic gap, the historical and cultural exchange between Europe and Asia has remained continuous. Today, Asia is home to 48 countries, a collection of diverse nations ranging from small islands to the largest landmasses on the planet. With 60% of the human population living here, Asia is the primary driver of global demographic trends, shaping the future of the human race just as it shaped our past.